Hey, you! Listen to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Yeah. Like movies, music, television, and more?
Oh my god.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yes. Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me, Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
The following
Journey into Comics.
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 Network Production.
This is a tasty burger.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Is butter a carb?
Will you stop eating?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hey everyone, welcome to Foodies Watching Movies Season 3, Episode 9. I am your host, Veronica, and with me, as always, my co-host and co-creator of Foodies Watching Movies, Nate Phillips.
What's up? And apparently a really loud squeaking cat, Ami. Hello. Jesus, you can hear her on the mic that time. That was crazy.
Yeah, well, we are in the kitchen recording. This is Foodies Watching Movies after all, so she's wanting to join in on the ice cream extravaganza.
Joining in on the podcast today. Welcome back to Foodies Watching Movies, Miss Sarah. How's it going?
It's great.
Why is it so good? Can you tell our audience what's going on?
I'm eating a sundae on the side over here.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're gonna chit chat and BS for a few minutes. So.
Yeah, Sarah made a beautiful Oreo sundae. We got Breyer's lactose-free milk, which has completely changed her life for the better.
Oh, you mean lactose-free?
Yeah. Lactose-free ice cream. My bad. And that's totally made a significant difference in her happiness level. Because now she can eat ice cream whenever the fuck she wants, like a regular person. And it's wonderful. So,
yeah, the good stuff, the real stuff.
Yeah.
Not like, sorry, all the almond milk and all of that. I'm over it. I have it for a long time. Okay.
Yeah, she's got to work on that Sunday. What kind of Oreos did she use? The overstuffed ones?
Oh shit, shiitake mushrooms. That's something we have to utilize on the podcast, is talking about that. Let's get right into it. We have some snacks that we tried to discuss on this podcast. We have 2 new kinds of Oreo that are in existence.
Some new limited edition Oreos.
I feel like you should go grab them out of the cabinet so I can get a picture of like both Oreos side by side, because they're amazing.
Sure, I'll go get them.
But while...
By the way, I have to say, let's preface this before we go on. I've only had 2 of these cookies. I haven't even tried the dark chocolate truffle, whatever the fuck those ones are.
You're trying that right now on the podcast.
And I've only had 2 of the overstuffed cookies.
Worst sharer anyway.
Yeah, Nate eats all the cookies. How many did you have so far, Nathaniel?
Oh man, you busted me out and then walked away. That was a gangster move. Fuck. Oh, she even did the suck it thing as she walked away. I'm like stone cold stunned right now. Holy shit. No, but for real, I had and then she John Cena'd me. Goddamn. This is crazy.
Okay, I got these Oreos.
Okay, so first and foremost, I had 6 of the Mega Stuffs, or the most stuff.
Oh my god.
They're really fucking good.
Oh yeah, it says limited edition Oreo, the most stuff. STUF.
And it's OG Oreo cream. It's not like the weird shit they use in the Mega Stuffs or the Double Stuffs or whatever the fuck it is. There's one of those stuffs that tastes really funky.
The Mega Stuff.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take one of these 2, just for a picture purpose, okay?
So I'm going to try, for the first time, the dark chocolate flavor Oreo, which I feel like I'm already going to want, like, a little slice of strawberry on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? These would also be really good in this dip that Sarah and I have been making, this truffle dip with Oreo and cream cheese and all sorts of shit. Oh, those have been so good.
Can I just tell you guys how happy I am to be able to take a fucking picture with my cellular telephone again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm probably going to talk about this on Monday's JIC, which I haven't done yet this time travel-y. But, yeah, getting a new phone is cool because now I have my camera, like, for some reason, one day the whole entire thing just fell off my phone and broke. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked it up, and it's a thing. Some Samsung phones, they, like, melt off.
Great story. This cookie sucks.
Really? You don't like it?
No. No, the dark chocolate one is definitely like making me really thirsty, and I feel like it has very little flavor. It's just like I'm eating a chocolate cookie with no cream filling in it. Oh, thanks.
Bam, water.
Beautiful.
Helping
I also
it out.
have my coffee in my little owl mug here.
Would you describe that as damn fine coffee?
I would. It is the Bright Sky blend, the Starbucks.
Yeah.
What is it? A blonde? It's a blonde roast
Mm-hmm.
for our coffee enthusiasts out there. It's pretty freaking good, and it tastes really good in a mug that's in the shape of an owl.
Mm-hmm. Or with owls on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get back to these Oreos real quick. I want to give like kind of like a full thing. So you don't like the dark chocolate? She's giving me half this dark chocolate one.
I'm reaching for the overstuffed.
You want the mega
To
stuff?
me, the dark chocolate ones tasted like an extension of the cookie. Like
Yeah.
if you're the kind of person that likes to just eat the cookie of the Oreo, which I am, I like that, then you will like the dark chocolate ones. They kind of have like a brownie sort of taste in the middle.
That's why I don't
to
think I
them.
like it, because it just tastes like there's no cream in it. It just tastes like cookie.
Yeah, it
It's like
tastes like a
chewy
brownie
cookie.
to me,
Yeah.
like a chewy. Yeah, it's
Crunchy brownie.
I liked it because I like weird bitter stuff. I like black coffee. Apparently, I'm a sociopath, according to
Thanks, Facebook.
Yeah. Thanks for all the, factual, not fake news that everybody keeps tagging me in. Oh, I am quite on the opposite end, you guys.
I just think it's hysterical because you're not crazy or like a psychopath. So it's funny when we see things like that, just like, wait a minute, you drink straight up black coffee and give no fucks. I can't believe that just happened. You just drop some of your cream on the ground that's like
There's
one
too much.
That's like one
cream.
regular cookie worth of cream you dropped on the fucking ground.
Well, while she's still working on that cream, I'm going to tell you about my sundae. Since that was was that pretty loud?
That was I'm so sorry.
Loud rip.
Oops.
The top of the Oreo package almost shames you. I don't know if you realize that. Like, you cannot get into that quietly. It just...
You want to sneak this snack at 3 o'clock in the morning next to your loved ones? It's not fucking happening.
No, you get ratted out every time. Look, my sundae was delicious. It was because I'm stuck with the lactose free. Okay, Breyers is the only one that makes real ice cream that actually tastes like their regular vanilla ice cream.
I can vouch for that because I always get the Breyers natural vanilla ice cream. It's always been my favorite forever. It tastes so good, in milkshakes particularly. Mm-hmm. And having been eating the lactose free when we're having ice cream, there really isn't much of a difference.
Yeah,
it tastes the same.
Yeah, so that's like my limit. So the sundaes have been like a big deal for me to have like real ones. I'm not knocking other frozen treats that have gotten me by over the years, but the selection has been poor. Yeah, and sometimes you just get over it. But look, these MOST STUF Oreos, man, if one cookie is all you need on a little sundae, this cream, there is so much of it. You can take it and like put little like drops of it, like little gumdrop sizes almost of Oreo cookie cream in your sundae, right? And then you crush up the cookie at the end on the top.
And it's really creamy. It's not like flaky. It's like creamy.
Yeah. But like in the sundae, it held its shape the whole time I was eating the sundae, but it didn't become frozen.
So it was like a blizzard.
So it was literally like Oreo, like it tasted like an extension of Oreo cookies as one would imagine the cookies and cream sundae is supposed to taste. Sometimes you get ripped off by that. I like this ratio of like having like the chunks of cream in there, as it were. It was like next level. Okay, So I highly recommend doing that with these gigantic cookies. You will be very shocked. But the cream is good because like the mega stuff, I don't know if you know, like if you are Oreo aficionados and you follow this new trend of all of these fancy new Oreos they keep coming out with, but this cream, like we were saying before, is like the OG Oreo cream minus, I'm not talking about like the 90s Oreos. We all miss them. RIP. Okay. All right. They're gone. But this one is not like the horrible mega stuff Oreos. I don't know what is wrong with the cream in those Oreos.
It's different.
It's different. There's something wrong with it. It's like frosting.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same. And it's not like the old Oreo cream either, because that used to be a little more like frosting. It didn't just come off. Like it was a challenge to get the cookie and the cream apart cleanly. Now
without breaking the cookie or the cream breaking off into.
Right.
I need to interject something about that breaking it apart. I got really good at separating Oreo cookies, and I think that the most stuff...
I believe that about you.
Listen, I think the most stuff Oreo cookie was made by one of two kinds of people, either a fat kid or a stoner kid or a fat stoner kid, because check it out.
So the perfect person is designing Oreo cookies.
Correct. So it's like 4 Oreos worth of stuff is how much they dedicated to the most stuff. And it's like you guys said, it's not the OG like you were saying, but it's the current original cream flavor of Oreo. It has that consistency, that creamy texture, and it just
real good.
It's a 2-biter for me, which usually Oreos are 1-biters.
Let me just say,
no for Nate.
I've been eating that one cookie that I started at the beginning of the show. That one I just now finished it.
Yeah,
it took me that long to eat that one cookie.
Yeah, basically what you
and
have
I've
to do.
had 3 cookies in that time, and one of them was the most stuff.
Like if you bite into this cookie, the cream squishes like all up out. Like
I dropped some on the floor.
Yeah, it does its thing.
It.
So you gotta like take the one cookie off the top and use it like a scoop for
that's exactly
the rest
what I
of
did.
it, and then you eat it like that. Like you have to like pick at it. It's amazing.
So it's like a Dunkaroos.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
exactly
this
what I just did.
Hybrid treat cookie.
It's great.
It's got
But you know what?
Yeah,
I think my favorite one that we will never find again was those friggin' Fruity Pebbles ones.
Oh, yeah.
They
the ones
are
that
like
were
legendary.
Earth 2, man.
Yeah, we found them at the store one magical day.
Walgreens.
Yeah, they were like called like Fruity Crisp or Fruit Crisp or something.
Yeah, it was like Fruity
crispy.
Pebbles.
Yeah, but it didn't say Fruity Pebbles. It said something. It was called something else. But it was like they were the golden Oreos with like Fruity Pebble flavor.
And and little like crunchy pieces of like rice cereal in the cream. Yeah. And they were like the most perfect Oreo ever.
Amazing.
And then do you remember that they did the Oreo mystery Oreo challenge? And
yeah.
those were the same fucking
and
ones.
And we bought them, and I was so happy. I was like thinking to myself, I was like, I really, really, really want this to be the Fruity Pebble ones, And then we opened it up, and there they were.
You could smell it too. It was like,
smell it. I was like, oh my God, these are them. I know it in my heart. We have to buy them, guys. Yeah. And then we did. I also have something to say about Fruity Pebbles that's relevant. I recently bought a box of Fruity Pebble cereal that now comes with marshmallows.
Yeah, these hybrid cereals, man, they're coming out with. It's a hybrid world.
Those corn flakes with the marshmallows, the frosted
flakes.
Frosted
Corn
flakes
with the Lucky Charms marshmallows. Like, what?
Man, that was like it's the most perfect cereal.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Nobody likes the other crap the Lucky Charms come with. They just eat it because the marshmallows are in there.
That's the only reason it's tolerated.
Yeah, nobody would have that. I feel like they sold that cereal. It wasn't like Alpha Bits or something. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and they were like Lucky Charms without the marshmallows. Like they were all like cardboardy and yeah. It's like they were trying to be like a Frosted Flake, but they were poor job.
There's this place. I can't remember. It's the Amish place around here. What the fuck is it called?
I don't know what it's called.
There's an Amish town close by to where we live.
Yeah,
like
there
an
is,
hour.
and I forget. Oh no,
it's not. It's kind of by like
Shipshawana.
Shipshawana.
There it is.
You
I just
did
had this.
it.
I had to go back to my like
got
slumber
it.
party days for that one.
Totally. This has been like a little camp out kind of day because we're snowed in. It's snowing like a motherfucker outside. And we've just been eating all this kid food.
Yeah. And pot roast.
Sundays. It's like an Oreo Sunday day. Lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the hell was I talking about?
Shipshawana.
Shipshawana, yeah. There's a place in Shipshawana that sells bags of the marshmallow cereal bites.
Oh,
that's just a bag of the marshmallows. And my friend, shout out to my friend Carrie, she got me a bag of it when she was out there like a couple of years ago.
I think that was
I remember.
I think that was right when we first met you.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so fucking pleased because it was like just the marshmallows and none of the work.
Yeah, because Ollie was obsessed with it.
Oh, Oliver was so happy. Oh my god! I was able to bribe him, and like that bag of marshmallows like helped to like potty train him. Like,
that lasted a while.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, marshmallows and pizza.
Yeah,
that was the potty training miracle.
Yeah, he'd have to eat pizza on the potty to sit there. What a weirdo! He is my child.
Oh, anyways.
Damn. I wonder if anybody's going to be delivering pizza today in this horrible way.
Oh, you know they are. They're making bank.
Shit, maybe they should make some bank from us.
You know who's
DoorDash.
making... God, you just did it, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we found this new... I mean, it's not really new. It's kind of old, but it's new to us.
It is new to us.
Because we haven't had this service.
It's so new to us that I don't even have it in my town.
Yeah.
Fair. That's a fair assessment, yeah. So DoorDash is this wicked... fucking Grubhub delivery service that you just order the food on your phone from whatever restaurant, and then they update you when your shit gets there, and you've already paid everything, you've already tipped the motherfucker. They literally walk up, hand you your food, and leave. The end. That is the transaction.
It is magical for the introverts out there.
It's
highly recommended. You pay for it. Now, I mean, like sometimes you get lucky and there's like free delivery or like $1 delivery specials, but the delivery can get a little steep when they add, because DoorDash takes a fee.
Isn't it like a 10% fee?
Yeah, DoorDash will take a fee because basically it's like Uber for food. That's what I've sort of assessed about it. You know, these drivers just drive little food babies around to people all day.
Yeah,
and. Make commissions and tips.
It's magical, and there's so many restaurants that participate in it around here, which is super cool.
Yeah, I do like that you can pre-enter a tip and stuff, but you got to be...
You don't have to deal with people at all, and you get your delicious fucking Red Lobster delivered to you.
Yeah, it's insane. Anything, like... Man, when
we discovered DoorDash, that was like the best day.
I know. We're like 157 places will deliver here.
And we ended up settling on Boston Market of all places.
Well,
it was
because
so
we had
fucking
just
good, though.
Do you know why
really
I will defend our Boston Market decision? Because we had just gone through not having time to get groceries, and then also just eating fast food for like a week and a half. It was just like an onslaught of the same like rotation of fast food just because of time issues and whatever. It just was happening that way. And then it was like we were sitting here and we didn't have time again for the groceries. I mean, we had time to like get the groceries but not actually make the food, or vice versa. It was one of those situations. We're like, what is this DoorDash thing? Because, the restaurants had started to put stickers up, some of them in the windows that they were, it's like, okay, well, because my siblings live in the city, so I'm used to the idea of Grubhub, that they've had that up there for years, which is wonderful, Yeah,
when you want sushi. And
my God, I don't even want to talk about it. Yeah, it's one of the perks of having to deal with living in the city of Chicago, which I don't want. I'm okay with more limited options. Just anyways, but that's so DoorDash is a relatively new thing to us, and it's magical.
I want to say, so the Boston Market was delicious. We'll dissect that meal in a second.
Oh yeah, that's why I was on it.
But I want to discuss the other side of DoorDash, because Sarah and I got to witness it from a different perspective, and fuck duck.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what day was that? It was Friday, in between getting the oil change and everything.
Yeah.
Before I came down to get you. And she was like, I want to go to Chipotle. And I was like, all right, sure, whatever, let's go. So we go there, and the line was no people. There was like one person in front of us, and that was it. So they order their food. We stand there for 10 minutes. Why? Because web orders. They're like 4 web orders they're kicking out.
That should have already been. I saw the time on them, said 12 p.m. or something
Yeah,
like
they
that.
should
And
have
it
already
was
been
already
delivered.
15 minutes past.
Oh, damn.
So
yeah, they were backed up.
They were backed up bad. And then, so we ordered our food and got through the line. And as soon as we left, due to what I'm assuming was DoorDash orders and peak hours of operation, the line at Chipotle was out the door consistently through the entirety of our lunch and never got shorter.
Damn.
Yeah, it
People
was
were
wild.
constantly...
So the problem with this whole concept is that they're getting overloaded with web orders and can't generate enough output to, you know, get everybody.
And Sarah had the fucking solution.
Oh, well, the thing is I don't know what it takes for these restaurants to like sign up with them, or I don't know what that is, how they do that.
Right.
But it's like there's no physical room in these restaurants to like even have the food available, you know?
Right.
I feel like the restaurant would need like a back fulfilling station, you know,
Right.
just
A
for the web
dedicated
orders.
area for
right.
web orders.
Right, because they were filling at Chipotle. They were filling these web orders, like Nate said, at the line while the customers, like literally, we stood there and just watched it pile up out the door. And you know, we were really nice about it. We were joking with them. I was like, "Is this the bane of your existence?" They were like, "Oh my god, yes, this is blah." You know, kind of unloaded a little bit because I saw them gonna get pound. You know, it was piling up.
I feel
Poor
like-
girl looked dead eyed.
Yeah,
awful
she
feeling.
did. I feel like the
Yeah.
protocol there is something like every other. So they got to do like fulfill a web order, fulfill a customer, fulfill a web. But when 10 people walk in at the same time and you've got 20 web orders, well, now you've got chaos.
Yeah, and there's only so much food at the station.
Yeah.
You know?
So either they're going to need to have 2 prep counters, you know, one for up front, one for back of house, you know.
Yeah.
And they probably don't have space because it's like a franchise, so they're already like
They were never
allocated.
Yeah, this is a new thing that's just like put on top of something,
Right.
You know, kind of like.
Well, let's see how it goes. I hope that it happens for places in my town because
Yeah.
I certainly hate driving to pick up.
Could you imagine if George's or something delivered? Just, you know, somewhere
Could
just
you
for
imagine
convenience.
if there was like really, really great restaurants in my town? We've only got several options, and
But you've also got stuff from
everything
Crown
is
Point that could
closing.
come down.
Even Shoop's closed in my town.
Crazy.
What the fuck is that about?
Yeah.
Dang.
I went to go there and it was gone.
That's
I
what
didn't
you
know
said.
that.
I haven't been over there to check and verify, but Nate said it's gone.
The sign still has something up from like something about Thanksgiving or something.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so
everything's closing, man.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
But I feel like with the era we live in, like thinking about DoorDash, that's the future, man. How many orders years ago were missed because people didn't take phone call orders and didn't deliver?
But that's the problem, is like these businesses aren't going to be able to, like they're just screwing themselves because they're not going to be able to have enough product to, you know, fill all of the orders. They're backing up their time, their cook times. They are going to need to have more employees. It's like a nightmare.
Right. I thought about that.
Unless they just start doing delivery themselves.
Right. Some people are.
Yeah, some
But
places
the problem
do.
with that comes with you have to have different kind of insurance for your drivers, and, you know, for your employees. Like it just increased the costs, and then you have to consider paying them mileage, you know, and there's a certain percentage that you legally have to pay for that, and it's just a big fucking deal. Which is why DoorDash is cool in concept if they can do it. Great.
Yeah.
If they can't, that sucks.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
don't want to let it affect your business.
Yeah, for real, or the quality of food. But so far, so good. Like we said, the Boston Market thing, you know.
Yeah, that was radical.
excellent.
Those sweet potatoes were next fucking level. They put molasses in them. Molasses.
Yeah,
It just sounds delicious when you say molasses. Like it's
it's like basic food, but you know, we're new to the game. Boston Market.
You can't call it basic food. It was like really good
rotisserie
quality.
chicken.
Another problem with DoorDash, I will say, is that it's a lot of like, I don't want to say shitty franchises, but it's a lot of just like basic franchises that are participating in this right now. There's not a whole lot of like smaller local businesses that are
There
doing
was
it.
a handful. There was a fair handful on there. We just haven't
It's just
ordered from
limited choices, I guess. Limited options.
it depends on where you live, I suppose.
Yeah.
It really does.
I've just been so bummed out ever since the Thai restaurant closed.
Ugh.
And like, there's literally only one Thai restaurant in
The
this
whole
whole
area,
county.
yeah.
Changed.
and it's not good. It doesn't even taste like Thai food anymore.
I know the last time we had it was such a fucking bummer because it's like,
yeah.
Not only is it the only Thai restaurant, it's my personal favorite Thai restaurant because I grew up eating it, you know?
Yeah, it's not owned by the same people anymore.
It's not?
I don't know. It's totally
different. I know
different.
that they have new employees, and I know that they have new kitchen staff too.
Or like
because
a grocery section now.
It used to just
yeah,
be
and I thought that was
going
to be radical. Yeah, well, as soon as the manager, we picked up our food, and the manager was like leaving, so whatever. And when I called to place the order, the very young teenage girl who did not give a fuck, by the way, I was like, okay, I need to get an order of the yellow curry. And she's just like, what? We don't have that. And I was like, oh, I've gotten it from you before. Did you get a new menu? Let me look at the menu. And then she gets the menu out, and then she just starts looking at listing off curries. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just get that one then, because it's made with coconut milk. That'll be fine. And then I want to get my noodles, but I don't want all of the vegetables in it. And I want it with tofu and with the egg and all the other shit that it comes with, you know? And then I get my food. Oh, we get there, you know, and I look at the menu, and the yellow curry is, in fact, the very first curry listed on the menu. And I was like, that's what she wanted, man. What the fuck? So they had your curry, but they said they didn't, and they didn't give it to me. So I got you a shitty curry that you didn't end up really liking.
Well, it was really spicy. It had like
was the patang or something?
I don't know. It had some heat.
You wanted the masaman or something like that, right?
Yeah, I wanted the masaman curry's good. That's like, it's got potatoes and stuff in it. It's more of a mild, like, sort of a thing. Yellow curry has a little bit more spice to it, but it's not spicy. At least not the kinds that I've had.
You know, you've gotten it from 5 Star before, and I've tried it, and I was like, oh yeah, I would eat that. That's fine.
Yeah, I miss the curry that was down the street here, though.
Yeah, the exotic guy. That place closed.
It's going to be some sort of Korean barbecue place now.
Yeah, Koba or something. Kobo.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Kobar.
Well, my dinner was terrible from the Thai place. It was not what I wanted. He literally, because I said I didn't want the vegetables in it, he literally put nothing in it except noodles and tofu, and they were barely cooked. And there was no garlic. There was no egg. And I was fucking furious.
Yeah, these are glass noodles, by the way. So it was like a
bland-ass chunk of, like, mushy glass noodles.
Yeah,
and usually they're, like, pan-fried, and they've got crispy egg in it. And I like it with onions. And, like, so I called, and I never called, but I was fucking pissed because we drove, like,
it's expensive.
half hour,
they charge
paid
a premium
$40.
Price. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And they got their... Oh, and the crab rangoon I got was, like... crab rangoon from Gordon's Food Service.
It's like air with a little bit of cream cheese.
Yeah, there was barely any fucking filling. They were over fried, and they tasted like nothing. Like, they got them, literally, they must have gotten them from...
crappy wontons.
Crappy wontons, yeah, they sucked.
Yeah,
it was super mad.
It was not Thai.
So I called, and I was like, can I talk to a manager? And he's like, yeah, I'm the manager. And I was like, okay, well...
Shut up and listen to my order.
Shut up and listen to my order.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I want.
Yeah. Shit. Junior Western bacon cheese. Junior. No onions. So I said, you fucked up my order. He's like, oh, I'm the cook. I didn't know what you wanted if you didn't want any vegetables in it. And I said, well, I want what comes in it. I want garlic. I want egg. I want tofu. I don't want fucking glass. I didn't say it mean, but I don't want glass.
I did not say fucking.
I did not say fucking, but I was very heated about it. You know,
she could have said fucking.
Could have said fucking, but I didn't. But anyway, so I just bitched about it, and he's like, well, I didn't know what you wanted. I've never made it before. Blah, 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 blah. And
what?
That was a great timeout. That was an amazing interpretation of his voice. You were, that was perfect. That's exactly how he sounded.
Yeah, that's how he sounds to me now in my memory.
Good.
For real. So anyway, he said he'd write down my name, and then I can come in and get a new order cooked how I want it. And I did not go pick that up.
I told you.
I didn't want it.
There's a fear with that.
And I said, okay, thank you. And I totally forgot to tell him that his dipshit counter girl did the curry thing.
Yeah.
Just to be like, dude, you know these girls are really they're dumb.
They're affecting your business.
They're affecting your business. They make me not want to call and order food from you because they're just like rude. They're super rude. They don't care. And I don't like supporting businesses that don't care about the quality of their service because I work in the food industry, you know, and I genuinely care. You know, it's not my restaurant, but I want it to succeed and be the best it can be because I have pride in it. I work there, you know. I want other people to support it.
This is how things cannibalize themselves in places in the
People
suburbs.
don't care, man.
Yeah, they get a monopoly on it. They're the only restaurant of its kind in the like the whole place, and now
And then
they don't
get
have
greedy.
to care. Yeah, now they don't have to care.
Exactly.
I want exotic Thai to return, but they need to be called Phoenix Thai because they rise again, and then it needs to be in Hammond instead of where it was initially, so it's closer. We can get it all the time because I loved their red curry was heaven. First place I ever had pad Thai was exotic Thai. First place I ever had pad CU was exotic Thai.
That's what I
Yellow
like,
curry,
is pad
red
see-ew.
curry. All the times I had Thai for the first time, any trying of anything, new thing, was from their menu. My love for Thai food comes from their fucking restaurant. Now it's gone.
There's some really good Thai restaurants in Chicago.
Fuck
and
them. I want
Andersonville.
exotic Thai.
Some of the good ones are gone.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Joy Noodles?
No.
That's a good one. We'll have to go there sometime.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
Anyways, Thai food.
Yeah. All right.
Now I want
Thai
that.
food.
Can't have it. We got to learn how to cook it, you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Today we made some egg salad.
Y'all did. I had no part in that.
I made the egg salad.
Sure.
Sarah helped me stir it though because I hurt my hand.
Oh my god. She got bit by a drawer.
Yeah, my hand got hurt in a drawer, and it was already hurt from previous hurting, and it still hurts.
Compounded.
Yeah, so she helped me stir the egg salad.
Thoroughly interesting to everybody. I helped.
What's in your egg salad? I don't even know what egg salad is compiled of.
Well, typically I make my egg salad different. I make my egg salad the same way I make my double egg mixture, which you've had before.
Yes.
You like that.
Yeah.
Sarah and I always make like deviled eggs for holidays, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving. That's like our treat that we
Except
bring.
this year. We didn't make them this year.
No, we didn't. We didn't make them this year. I made so many fucking Thanksgivings and corn casseroles, and I had to do so many potatoes. Like for the restaurant, the restaurant had to have Thanksgiving for like 200 people ready.
I feel like we were food drunk the better part of the end of the year.
We were.
Yeah,
I
I maxed out my my holiday.
Like all the way up
My
and
holiday
until
eating.
all the way up and through AP and Liz's wedding because that
Oh my God,
maxed
that
out
was
too. Just to say it again.
Cherry on the cake of the year. That was me bowing out of 2018. Peace out, motherfucker. I am done.
Yeah. That was
a rough night.
Yeah.
Can't believe you told everybody.
Take it
about
sleazy and I'm out.
You jerk.
Sorry.
So yeah, my egg salad is usually different. I make it like I make my deviled eggs, which I'm not going to tell them because it's my fucking secret.
Keep the secret, yeah.
Ancient Chinese secret.
That's right. Take me away. Anyway, I use mayo, yellow mustard, celery salt. Typically, I put in a couple shakes of Worcestershire sauce for some smoky depth, which we did not have today because we, for reasons, don't have that.
We kept thinking we did.
Yeah, I thought I had it, but I must have taken it to my house for something. I don't know. But yeah, I was missing it. And what the fuck else did I put in? I oversalted it on accident. We put in garlic sea salt, regular sea salt, and one other kind of salt. Celery salt.
Oh.
Yeah, and then a ton of black pepper. We've got these amazing, like, different kinds of seasonings now, courtesy of, like, Myers, McCormick section.
Yeah.
Those things are indestructible. They're made out of glass. I dropped them from the highest part of our cabinet, and it did not shatter whatsoever.
I love those seasoning
I was
grinders.
like...
Yeah, there's all different kinds of like I really like the different peppercorn ones that we have. Like the green peppercorn ones are nice, and the black and white pepper one is my
Yeah.
favorite.
Do not get the peppercorn medley if you're looking for just pepper, though.
Right, because it's got some like red peppercorns in there.
And coriander and stuff that's not even pepper.
Right.
Yeah, which it's good if you want that flavor, but
it's too floral.
It's floral, yeah. It has
Maybe
like
for
almost a sweetness to it that I don't know. I don't know where I would want to place it still. I mean, I've put it on a lot of different things, but I've just been kind of meh about it. I'm pretty basic with seasonings, though. I like.
Well, we
your
seasoned
standard
the
stuff.
shit out of that egg salad, and it turned out pretty good.
I liked it.
You said you like it salty like that.
I do. I like salty eggs.
Smashed a whole sandwich at lunch of it. It was delicious.
Yeah, you made the mistake of not toasting your bread, though.
Fucking idiot. I'm so dumb. Why did I do that?
Cool.
I had mine on toast. It was delicious. I love egg salad on toast.
Damn.
I'm going to try my next one with the slice of cheese on it, though.
That's what I did. I did add cheese to mine. See, I was
Sounds
thinking
disgusting, but I really want it.
Yeah, I don't like it with cheese. I just like the egg salad on toast.
You know what it reminds me of is like when I was a kid and I was super poor, my dad and I, every morning before he would go to work at like 4 a.m., he would have to wake me up. We'd have to go to my grandma's house and he would drop me off and I would go to bed and then wake up later and hang out there all day.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the morning sometimes he would wake me up with an egg sandwich. So it was like, I don't know how it was done. Sunny side up, I guess. Fucking egg on toast with the cheese and mayo spread, and it was delicious. I fucking loved it. So that actually, your egg salad sandwich reminds me a lot of that, but has different texture and flavor, which is also nice.
I love making egg stuff. Like Sarah, little known secret, Sarah makes the most perfect over medium eggs ever.
Yeah, I do.
They're so good.
What's your secret to that? Do you have anything? Time? Is it just the look of it?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, I don't know. I've just been. It's low heat. Honestly, you have to be patient with eggs. The problem people have with eggs is they go from 0 to fried because you always have the skillet too hot. Like you think you need to hear a sizzle when the egg goes on there. You don't need to hear a sizzle.
No,
if
you get those nasty nets on them, and I fucking hate that.
Correct. All of the stringy bits that end up on when it's too fried or whatever when you're cooking them like that. But what I do, I always cook with extra virgin olive oil. Okay, like I like it. I'm trying to
more of a butter flavor in my eggs.
I like that, but I'm trying to incorporate as many like anti-inflammatory foods. I know that sounds like an old person thing, but I'm a piano player and and all that. I don't want to be all arthritis-y and stuff, right? Like,
word.
Yeah, so I've heard it's good to have that. So I have that. I have nothing against butter, by the way. I think it's important to have like butter on toast with your jam because it helps you digest your food better. Fats
I always
are
cook
important.
my eggs with butter because I love that flavor. And I agree, it is all about the temperature control. Like you got to do low heat over a longer period of time.
Yeah, a lower heat
to get that perfect yolk.
Right. So I'll put the olive oil in a smaller pan. I use smaller pans for eggs. I feel like I can control the heat a little bit better in a smaller pan.
Totally.
I cook, as opposed to like a big wide griddle or a big,
right. And then you can control the size of your egg as you crack it as well.
Right.
It doesn't run over everywhere.
Right. I only am ever cooking a couple at a time so that I can control what's happening. So, I'll put the olive oil on to the point where like when you flick just a little bit of water at it, you hear like a tiny little sizzle, so it's
ready.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'll put the heat on my stove. I have a gas stove. I don't have an electric stove, so that I don't know the difference, but I know the difference between them, but the heat differential, I guess. It just depends on what kind of stove you have. But I put mine at like, medium or like just under medium heat because you don't want to put it really hot on a little pan. Like lower is better on a little pan.
If you were looking at a clock between 4 and 6 o'clock, that's about where you put it.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, okay. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah. But yeah, the eggs don't make a sizzle when I put them in, but they'll start to like the whites will in an instant start to turn white. The proteins do their thing and they'll start to turn. So that's when it's hot enough but not too hot. If it makes a sizzle noise, that means you're going to get the fried part on the bottom that you don't want.
Now, do you season your eggs while you're cooking them or after?
So as soon as I put it in, when it's cooking on the top, I'll season the top side, and then I'll flip it over and I'll season that side as well. And then I make sure that I kind of roll it around in the pan a little bit to get whatever seasonings have kind of fell by the wayside. I heavily season my eggs, usually just whatever sort of salts I have, sea salt or the pink stuff that we have.
Lots of pepper.
Yeah, and lots of pepper. I really like pepper.
Me too.
I like a lot of pepper on my eggs, and I make it over medium all the time. To me, it's like it takes a lot of practice. I like to poke it just like gently with whatever spatula I have to kind of feel for like resistance against the yolk. That's when I know it's at that perfect like almost runny but not too runny. I don't like it when it just explodes. Like the over easy thing, I don't like that. There's too much like runny sort of white happening. I'm not a fan of that. But the over medium is the perfect cook, where it's like just that that like
it's perfect for sandwiches too.
Yeah, it's the best thing, but it's hard to achieve. I've had a rare time at a restaurant that's achieved the over medium.
You never get your eggs the way you want them.
They always fry them. I get fried eggs every time.
It's high heat is the issue. They think you're exactly the issue you said.
Yeah, because you know why they're cooking it on a flat top.
Yeah,
they're
on
not
the griddle.
cooking it in a pan. Because it's higher yield.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and another thing, while your eggs are cooking, don't forget if it starts to get too hot, if you're like, rather than turning the heat down, I just physically just pick up the pan, because the eggs will continue to cook in the pan if you take it off of there. Like, correct. So I just immediately get it off of the heat, because it takes like 10 seconds of a difference sometimes between whether or not it's going to get real squirrely on you or whether it's going to be delicious and soft and not want to stick in your teeth, because I don't like that.
I always thought that I made the best scrambled eggs.
Yeah, scrambled eggs are good. I like them.
Scrambled eggs.
I would love. Favorite. Can I say something I want to do? We talked about this someday soon, and I'm going to say this on the podcast here, so now it has to happen. Someday soon, Nick, Dick, Dave, and Tyler are going to come here.
Nick, Dick, Dave, and Tyler.
Okay, so to represent both Brews with Dudes Podcastrophe and Dungeons with Dudes all in one encompassing thing, as well as Foodies Watching Movies, I want to have a scrambled egg off versus Tyler.
Wait, what? Is he claiming that he makes the best?
He does claim that he makes a pretty damn good scrambled egg. Dick has also claimed he has figured it out. They both have different methods. I'm not going to discuss their methods. I think that I have the perfect method, but of course I learned my method from you, and I just incorporate knowing how to season.
That's a great idea. We should all cook our version of our best egg dish and have each other try it and vote on who's actually the queen, which is me.
I mean, that's an eggy kind of episode, but I'm not against it.
Bunch of eggheads.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it's just...
I'll be an impartial judge. How about that?
No, you got to cook the over medium eggs and be in the competition.
Over medium eggs? I thought this was a scrambled eggs competition.
No, she was saying just egg dishes in general.
An egg off is fine.
I bet.
But
deviled eggs.
Oh, fuck.
But those eggs, the over mediums take twice as long to make as scrambled eggs.
If we were planning, I would have
turnaround.
We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out.
I would have Sarah do the over medium. I'd have you rock out the not the scrambled, but the deviled eggs.
Wait,
and then I would do the scrambled.
That's extra steps. See, if you're gonna judge people, they all have to be doing the same thing. Think about cooking competitions.
Correct.
So if you want to have it like maybe the first one, everybody makes their best scrambled eggs, and then people try to make, an over easy egg or something, and then people try it just gets harder.
Or I love it. Yes,
this is getting involved here, you guys.
What if we do teams and we present our 3 best egg dishes?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Thank you. You hear me?
Team here, team those guys. Team winner, team LaHoozas.
Oh, shit. Calling it out. Yeah. I think I will say we do have a little bit of an unfair advantage. First, we will be cooking on our turf. And B, more importantly, we're technically speaking more experienced because we often are trying to up our cooking game.
Okay,
they don't care. We win. Don't care about that.
How about we just make eggs for everybody, I guess?
don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out with those guys. Nick, Dick, Dave, and Tyler.
Nick, Dick, Dave, and Tyler.
Nick, Dick, Dave, and Tyler. Not, what was that?
Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mitch, and Titch.
Ditchy, Mitchy, Wiki,
Dave D,
Dicky,
Dozy,
Mickey.
Beaky, Mick, and
This
Titch.
seems like a throwdown with Bobby Flay or something.
It's a real throwdown with Bobby Flay.
Yeah,
We'll figure something out, and it'll be whatever it is. Moving on.
Right? That was who did the throwdown show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, that didn't sound right.
Throwdown with Bobby
Flay.
Flay. You're right. Not you. I did a Guy Fieri type voice. That's why. So I did kind of. Anyways.
Bobby Flay did a lot of shows, so it's hard to keep track.
True.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
You made chicken and waffles last night.
Oh yeah.
That was spectacular. Once
Quite
again.
good. Yeah.
I changed the game. I totally changed the game. Okay, so
different?
sometimes when I'm in the kitchen, it's science, right? I don't think about like. No one has ever told. Okay, I guess this is like, you know how when you're a young musician and you don't know what you're doing, you write really cool ideas and shit, and don't think about the different like tempo changes and whatnot and chord progressions that you're doing and whatnot because you don't have any sensibilities of what music is supposed to be. In that same kind of way, I'm a little naive in the kitchen. While I have a great palate and know what I want, sometimes I just say, "Oh, this idea is going to work," without like experimenting to see if the idea is going to work. So last night, I'm
you
like,
just go for it, Chop Kitchen style.
full fucking blown. Let's just see what happens, right? So last night I'm like, we're going to do chicken and waffles. And I have executed this dish several times over. It's not something that's new to me to make. I've done it. You guys love my fried chicken and whatnot. So I got the oil going early on. I get my chicken prepped. I get, usually I use that Kentucky Colonel's deep fried stuff.
Ooh, and it's so good when you do.
And I put that as the base for the chicken. So it's the first thing the chicken goes in.
That's the flour coating.
Is the first flour coating before there's an egg wash. And then I will dredge with the second flour, which is, again, Kentucky Colonel's. This time I was like, you know what? I bet if I use the waffle mix for the base, because it's flour-based, it'll do the same thing, but then it's going to have a tinge of sweetness within that chicken, which we're already going to have.
Question.
Sure.
Did you coat the chicken in the waffle base flour, or did you coat the chicken in the waffle base as a mixture liquid?
The flour.
So you didn't coat it in the wet batter and then fry it.
No.
You did the seasoned flour, the egg wash, and then the waffle flour.
Flip-flop that. The waffle was first.
And then the egg wash and then the kernels
Correct.
on the outside.
Yeah.
I wonder what it would have been like if you would have did it as a wet batter.
I didn't think about that because I wasn't, again,
I wonder
certain.
how that would have cooked.
Oh, yeah, because it would have been a thicker shell. Ooh.
I don't know.
That's something we can play with that.
I have no idea. I'm like wondering if it'd be like fair food.
I'm going to experiment. I want to experiment with that.
Oh, you still have like waffle batter in the fridge.
I know, I saved it. I thought about that because there was just enough.
Yeah.
I was like, I could get probably one more waffle out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I just, did the typical go-to. It's pretty easy. I figured it out, you guys, and this is, again, important to talk about the gas stove, the settings we use, temperatures and whatnot. When I was getting the oil going, I had it on a higher heat at the very beginning. And then as soon as I started, it was the first thing I did was get my oil going because obviously you need your oil hot. So then I started doing all the other shit, and then by the time I got back to it, I had it turned down once. So it was a little bit of a medium heat just to kind of keep it hot. And then right before I was going to put the chicken in it and really go for it, I cranked the heat back up so it was really going.
Okay.
And I'm just saying temperature control. I saved it till the end to get it really, really hot because you can burn oil. I mean, that's a thing. You don't want to get it going crazy. So,
Sure.
Anyways, it was a good meal.
It was
overall.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I drenched mine in maple syrup. The chicken was like super good and crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
The waffle was super delicious and fluffy. I put extra vanilla in the batter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was delicious.
Yeah, that's my little secret. A little extra vanilla. It's pretty good. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
We need to have that all the time. I also want to make walking chicken and waffle taco thingies.
Oh,
yeah. We need to figure out a way to make like a taco shell out of waffle batter and then fill it up with delicious maple fried chicken.
I think we would need a different waffle batter.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would need to come up with one that's
make
crispy.
It thinner, like maybe like a crepe. No, not a crepe batter, but like a waffle cone batter, maybe.
Then we would just be making waffle cones.
Yeah, but then it'd be like a crunchy taco.
Yeah.
So, But we could make it like, God damn,
chicken in a waffle cone.
I'm gonna think about it.
Think about it, man.
This just made me think of that Bloody Mary, man, that I saw.
Oh yeah, that was on my little agenda list to talk about. It's also listed as Sarah's Bloody Mary Rage.
I'm thinking of it now.
Go ahead.
I saw this picture. I don't remember where it's from. It doesn't matter because I wouldn't call out a place for this anyways. Because, I mean, listen, what's with all of these Bloody Marys that are friggin' slop on top of meals? Like, it looks like somebody's garbage plate where everybody threw whatever they had left of their
I got a couple extra cubes of cheese.
You're not a fan of the whole slider, grilled cheese, fried pickle combo.
Entree inside a drink.
Listen, it's one thing to garnish with the thing that you're putting in there. So, like, Bloody Marys are known for having, bitter, weird old man ingredients, right?
Sure,
so,
it's
like,
right up your alley.
If you have a skewer with a pickle and an olive, right? Mm-hmm. And you have, like, whatever other kinds of things that you actually have in the drink, that's a garnish for the drink. If you start putting foods on top, that's no longer a drink. That's a food.
That's an appetizer.
All that shit is going to fall into your drink. Das Boot. This one was a giant boot that had literal chicken legs on skewers as ears. And it had it had celery and cheese. It had a whole crudité in the middle of this freaking boot that looked like it was full of nothing but ice and like maybe some drink in there. And then they're like $3. What? Okay.
You just fed me for $3 and now I'm drunk?
You mean to tell me that all of these ingredients are going to be fresh and delicious and I'm also going to get drunk for $3?
That's so funny.
No. I don't think that's real.
You probably get drunk on $6 and really full.
My stomach just turned thinking about it.
See, I like the concept. I like the spirit of it. I like the passion behind it. I like the concept how your sister's restaurant did a Bloody Mary with like a little grilled cheese on a skewer. It was like kitschy, like a little quarter of like a bite size of moose bouche, if you will.
It's still toeing the line for me.
I know, and you were mad about that.
Listen,
but then we saw the Bloody Mary with the meaty slider in it, and you just lost your shit.
God, because it's not right. I don't mind if you want to have complimentary foods for your drink. Okay? Like, that's fine. What defines a Bloody Mary? It's not all the shit that's in it. It's what the thing tastes like. It's got your Bloody Mary mixed, and it's got, like, pepper and weird old man stuff in it, and it's fine how it is. I don't understand. Like, the garnishes are fine. Like, drinks have garnishes. That's fine. That's as far as it needs to go.
You just don't want to eat your You just don't want to eat your drink.
I don't need to sit here and go, like, if somebody hands this, I go, how am I going to eat this? As soon as I pull this chicken wing out, there's going to be all this weird stuff. There's going to be a tiny hamburger that falls inside of my drink. There's no like checks and balances here. Like at that point, I would literally want to look at them and be like, serve this complimentary food on a plate next to my boot. Yeah. Okay, like I want to have my drink and then I want to eat these foods, but I don't want to do them while I'm digging one through the other. Like, it's absurd. I feel like people are just like looking, just going,
What was that kid's game?
What is that?
What was that kid's game where it was like a bunch of straws that intercrossed kerplunk, and then like you'd pull a straw out slowly and the
marbles would fall.
Yeah. It's like that, but with Bloody Mary.
I don't like Bloody Marys.
At some point, I don't want a hunk of cheese falling in my alcoholic beverage.
At that point, it just becomes tomato dip.
It's awkward.
Like
tomato
dip.
Yeah.
So the rage is real?
Yeah.
Food rage is real?
Sometimes there's just, I don't understand some things.
What other food stuff do we have to talk about today?
That was it. We were going to get into some movies, though. We watched a couple of interesting picks.
We've checked some off our list finally.
We did from last year.
So we've got 3 different movies. I don't know where you guys want to start because they all deserve a little bit of time to talk about for 3 different reasons.
Well, I think we should talk about the one with the lowest score first, and with the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score.
Sure.
I should say, because I kind of looked these up because I was being a nerd about it. At 74% on Rotten Tomatoes, we watched Bad Times at the El Royale.
Flip the fucking tables. Only 74%?
74%.
Fuck them.
So that was a really weird movie, guys.
Yeah.
It had some, like, the first thing I thought of when I was watching, I was like, okay, pandering to the Tarantino fans.
Yeah, there
but
was.
But I really liked it. They got me.
They got me too.
It got me.
Pulled me in. The story was clever. It left you, in my opinion, constantly on the edge of your seat, as a thriller should. It really made you go, "What the fuck is going to happen next?"
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Like,
I
and
really liked it.
And I feel like this goes back to kind of how we talk about Gotham. You know, at the end of every episode, like Gotham, but like at the end of every room vignette, it was like bad times, like motherfucker. You know,
bad times. It was really interesting. I thought I loved the setting. The art direction of the movie was cool. It was very retro, vintage. I loved that John Hamm was in it, and it gave me some serious Mad Men vibes.
Nick Offerman was in it.
Nick Offerman was in it, a very brief cameo.
Nice.
R.I.P. at the beginning.
Had Jeff Bridges.
Sarah, you're awfully quiet. You didn't like this movie, did you?
I didn't not like it. I feel like I need to rewatch it to decide if I liked it or not.
Yeah,
because the ending felt abrupt to me. It felt like
you didn't like the end.
It felt like it was like, do you remember the House on Haunted Hill remake?
Mm-hmm.
When the movie, like, all of a sudden, like, everything was like really slow paced and everything was like, oh, this weird stuff is happening. Oh my God. Blah. And then all of a sudden it was just like, oh, there's this crazy demon, and now these people are out.
Now it's over.
Now it's over. It was this weird, like, saccharine ending, and I don't know how I felt. I just felt bewildered. I felt like I had a lot of questions. I felt like there was a lot of stories that didn't wrap themselves up. But I don't know.
A lot of loose ends.
I'm not sure, though. Like I said, maybe they didn't wrap themselves up because the movie was clever, and I need to rewatch it, or I will rewatch it and go, this is trash. I don't know. I'm on the fence here.
Hemsworth played an amazing bad guy.
Yeah, all of it, like, so the movie wanted me to like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the things, all the actors, all of the that's why I'm on the fence here, because I don't know if I'm into the story or the actors or the scenery or just the thing about it.
Like they're pandering to you, and you don't want to give it to them.
Exactly.
That's you know what's going on, but you still like it.
Yeah, at the same time, I don't want to not give it to them and just say, oh, this is like clearly pandering, well, whatever.
Right.
No, I need to give it a second chance, watch through. And just now that I know the ending.
I would rewatch it again with you, because I really liked it. And I thought, sure, there was things about it I didn't like. There was an excessive amount of singing in it. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of, abrupt loose ends that I wasn't expecting, because I didn't really know what to expect from this movie at all, having only seen one trailer like a year ago, and was like, okay, whatever.
Right.
Nate wants to watch this movie, let's watch it.
Right. And it had that kind of, like you said, it did have the Tarantino nod. It's undeniable, but it's like it almost wanted to have a bit of like a Memento feel to it as well.
Totally.
Like, I feel like the ending was trying to do some weird reveal like that, but I felt like I wasn't like totally invested in the reveal I'm like, well, this is it.
It was like an amalgamation of like a David Lynch movie, a Tarantino movie, mixing together to try to create something
spewed out of Hunter S. Thompson's mouth.
Something,
yeah. It felt very superficial to me, even though there were a lot of plot lines happening and intersecting at once. It's just
a little arbitrary.
Something about it felt superficial, and that's why I want to watch it again, because I don't know if it was just me not catching the references, to things I hadn't seen yet, or if I don't know. I'm gonna watch it again.
Holy shit! I just had a revelation. So the guy that runs the El Royale, all right, the what we're gonna call him is the hero, I guess, or whatever you want to call him, the good guy, the
I know who you're talking about,
the neutral of the story,
sure.
All right. So the El Royale, I think, is not a job. It's a mission. And I'll leave it at that. I think he is on assignment. because he is tasked to do very specific things with very powerful people and ensure that certain things don't get interfered with.
I don't think that he's on assignment from like an army or whatever. I think that he's picked because he's like suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder from being a war veteran and being such a good sharpshooter. Like, he was picked for this particular job because of how many people he's killed, because of all the shit that he's seen, because of what he's willing to overlook, because he's all fucked up.
And like, that's just an example of one of the many like intricate sort of subplots they
could have explored.
Yeah, they're just
but they didn't.
They throw it at
That's
you.
the whole idea of it. It's like that movie 4 Rooms, that hotel movie.
Yeah,
like
but those were like self-contained kind
little
of things.
vignettes, right?
Yeah, this was all trying to be, like I said, the end of Reservoir Dogs, the famous scene where everybody's pointing the gun at everybody else.
Yeah,
it
it's
had
like Reservoir Dogs and 4 Rooms made a movie.
Yeah, it had that feel the whole movie. Like, well, this guy was from this perspective, but really this guy from this perspective was over here, and then something was happening.
Yeah.
But do I care in the end? Is the point? I don't know. Again, the rewatch, I need to decide.
Dakota
if I care.
Johnson, is that her name? She was in it too. She did. She had an interesting role in the movie. The movie was also like extraordinarily dark. Like,
it was a black comedy for sure.
Yeah, you have to be ready for anything.
Yeah, you can't get attached to anybody or anything. You just have to be along for the ride for this movie. So, I mean, I suppose I understand why the 74% Rotten Tomatoes score might be considered warranted.
One-time watchers who are undecided voting on it and saying maybe they don't like it.
Let's watch it again and see if it changes her mind and see how we feel about it.
Report back.
And we'll report back.
I like that.
The other movie that we watched that had the next lowest score coming in at 90%, Safety Not Guaranteed.
Man, I'm stoked to check this one off the list.
That was from 2012.
Yeah, old movie, kind of. Aubrey Plaza. I don't know the other dude's name, but it has Dopinder from Deadpool's in it.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those movies.
Oh, the guy from New Girl?
I guess, yeah. Is he in New Girl as well?
Yeah. He was in Jurassic World. What the hell is that guy's name? Nixon? No. What's his name?
Are you talking about Jake Johnson? Was that Jake Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Jake Johnson. Oh, that makes sense now. Okay. Okay, so this is one of those movies that I saw a few years ago that stuck with me. And so this time watching was my second watch through, and I know the end. I know for sure, set in stone. We're not going to spoil it here. Let's definitely get that clear. This is a movie I can't spoil the ending. It's too good. It's too clever, in my opinion. But watching the whole movie and anticipating your guys' reaction made the movie for me, because it was just like, oh, how are they going to feel when this happens? Like, what's the end result? Because do you guys want to set the movie up a little bit for the audience, or do you want me to kind of give a quick synopsis of what the plot of the movie was?
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So
you're the one who wanted us to watch this movie, so you can explain it.
Essentially, Safety Not Guaranteed is a movie where there is a group of people who are writing in a newspaper, and they're trying to find interesting stories. And it's this guy, Jake Johnson's character, and he asks about this ad, this lead that was in their classifieds. It's essentially saying, bring your own weapons. I am on a mission to travel through time. Our mission is super secret, but
he's looking for a partner to time travel with.
Correct. And he said, your safety is not guaranteed. So
I've only done this once before.
Yeah, very important. I've only done this once before, right? So
they decide to write an article about him and find out what the fuck this guy's problem is.
Aubrey Plaza and Dopinder, I'm sorry, I'm going to use that as his name, but they are the interns, and they're like underlings or whatever. And Jake Johnson tries to buddy up to the guy that put the ad out, and it doesn't really work out. But Aubrey Plaza actually kind of like gets this guy, and then you get the deep end of the story, and it's
so
like
she makes a connection with him and says that she wants to be his time traveling partner, and she takes it very seriously.
And you know,
and
the
they
whole
go on this crazy journey together.
And the whole movie kind of hinges on like, is this guy fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Like the whole entire movie, I feel like you watch it the first time going, is this guy fucking crazy? And then the second time watching, as you can assume, you're like, is this guy crazy? Like, maybe
yeah, this movie stuck with me, and I liked the ending, and I liked how I felt at the end of it, thinking like, okay, this movie was totally justified sitting through.
Yeah,
it
definitely took an interesting turn at the end. Yeah, I
would definitely recommend this movie.
Yeah, I got no beef with this movie.
Yeah, it's a solid film, man. Aubrey
It's a
Plaza.
weird little tale.
Yes.
Yeah, so weird.
Quirky, weird little tale.
And
weird people.
And I will also say that, this is one of those movies where Aubrey Plaza was still pretty early on in her career.
She's still the exact same person.
But she has not changed a
she
fucking
hasn't changed
lick.
at all.
I mean, I guess she is a little, I will say she is a little toned down in this movie. Just a pinch. She's not super.
It wasn't Ingrid Goes West.
There you go. Correct.
It wasn't batshit crazy.
No, but I do think
just towing the line.
Safety Not Guaranteed is an awesome flick. You should definitely give it a chance if you haven't yet seen it.
How many pizza slices would you give it, guys?
Ooh, if you're going to have me actually rate this
Out
one.
of 5.
I'm going to give it a 4 pizza slices with, you know what? I'm going to give it a 4 pizza slices with some jalapeno because that shit was spicy. Damn, it was just a spicy little movie. It just gets you. You just can't it was like once you've seen Safety Not Guaranteed, it will not leave your memory. It's there. Like if I say it, you're like, now you're thinking about the film. You're like, man, what did we miss in there? Like there's a lot of stuff you can uncover in your second, third, and probably fifth, sixth, seventh watch through, if you get crazy about it. So yeah, I would say 4. Sarah, what about you?
Yeah, I was going to say the same, 4. It was a solid movie. It was a nice, weird little movie that I feel like if this movie had been pitched in the 90s would have been the same kind of effort. Just like it's that kind of a movie.
It was
just
a 90s
weird
movie,
yeah,
wasn't it?
a 90s
like a
story.
1999 kind of movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you know why? It was done by the same people who did that movie Little Miss Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
It had that vibe to it. That sardonic, like weird
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
it was good.
A dreamy little movie.
What about you?
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5 pizza slices. I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot.
That means it's Foodies approved.
Foodies approved.
4
Stamp of
and
approval.
up, I think so. I will also mention, we didn't do this for Bad Times, but I would give that like a solid 3.5.
Bad Times?
Yeah, Bad Times 3.5, 4. It's right. It's right up there for totally different reasons,
I'd give it I totally agree, a 3.5 out of 5.
I mean, it could be a 4 though. I'm back and forth.
It was just a little too contrived for me to give it a higher story. Like it was really thought out, and I could see
some of the writing on the wall.
Yeah, it was like almost too thought out. Like we get it, guys. It's cool. We got it. We get you. All right, calm down. You know what I mean? So for that, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. The cast was great. The clothes were awesome. The music was cool. It was just a little much.
Yeah, well, I've already said I'm going to withhold my opinion, so we're gonna say 2.5 right now because it's right in the middle of the road.
But this could adjust.
I'm 50-50.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Undecided.
But I gave my reasons.
All right. Well, we've got one other movie that we watched. This movie was fellow foodie watching movie co-host Andrew Poor's pick.
No, not quite. Let me clarify this. You said that, but let me more say. When I saw the trailer for this movie, I was 100% sold.
I was too, because I thought it was going to be something totally different. I felt a little misled.
To defend AP, fellow foodies co-host here a little bit. Just 1 second, just save it 1 second here. But to kind of give AP a little bit of credibility here. He warned me that it's different. He said it was bizarre. Like he's like, I don't know what you're going to think about this. No, I know. I just want to preface his pick by saying, to me, he kind of confirmed that I needed to see it, but I didn't know what we saw. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
So we watched a movie that came out last year. It's got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it really?
Yeah.
No way.
Sorry to Bother You from 2018. Horse Force.
Oh, man.
What the fuck?
Okay, so Sorry to Bother You
is about a horse force.
Spoilers. Spoiler alert. We're going to talk about this movie, Sorry to Bother You, because we need to talk about this movie.
Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't even know where to start. I guess like the premise of it seemed cool. Oh, it's these guys in a call center who are using like quote unquote white guy voice, and it's
telemarket and sell more products and sound professional or whatever their reasons are. They get more money if they sound a certain way on the phones. And that's how the trailer kind of made it out to be. Like, it was going to be some weird artsy. It almost kind of had like this Baz Luhrmann thing going on with all the colors. Like, I thought it was going to be that kind of movie.
And I love, just real quick, that I want to say, I love that this is what sold me on the trailer, was when he was talking to people in the telemarketing thing. He was dropped into their living rooms or bathrooms or whatever, wherever they were doing whatever.
But was it like theoretical or not? Was it?
It was just hypothetical.
It was hypothetical. Yeah, it was just the artsy way of showing him telemarketing to people
and being in their lives,
invading their space while they're in the bathroom or whatever. Like, I get it. I like the concept. I like that part of it.
Yeah, same.
I like the passion behind it. It was all over the place. It was very fast paced. It escalated real fast. So it had some like weird, like Kubrick shit going on, like Eyes Wide Shut shit going on.
Yeah.
It had everything.
Yeah, the weird orgy at the top of the
well, let's get there though, because you've got the company that's kind of like they seem like a background player, like you're just like being filled in about the world around you at first. Because Worry Free is this company that's essentially, you sell them your life, they give you your
Worry Free is a company that basically you sign a lifetime contract to become like slave labor.
Without it being called slave labor, but yes.
To work for them forever with no pay.
Because they're going to make sure you're fed and
taken
have
care of. And
right. That is your pay, essentially, is your lodging.
So this is obviously taking place in some kind of weird, slightly dystopian Earth 2 vibe kind of place where you don't really know.
Oakland?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in Oakland where everything is real shitty. And people are losing their houses and driving shitty cars. And this guy is just motivated by money to get out of his situation and just be, what do they call him? The power callers.
Yeah,
he wants to become a power caller. I mean,
they got that special elevator, you know.
Yeah, they got a special elevator and everything. And like, this movie's supposed to be like very allegorical. It's, it's got a lot going on, guys.
Yeah, you could really glean a lot of subplots that were happening, a lot of messages.
It was a very messy movie that was very fast-paced.
Like, his girlfriend behind the scenes is running the resistance to this company, Worry Free. And you've got
she's an artist.
He essentially starts working for the call center, and his buddies create the want for a union and say they need him to speak. So he speaks on their behalf, and they're all like, "Yeah, we're uprising, and we're not going to take any shit." He starts the strike, and then they promote him to power caller, and that's where the movie.
Fuck out of there.
And then the movie shifted for me.
Yeah,
it literally gave you now you're in a whole different movie. Enjoy. Good luck.
And they immediately just throw you into, okay, well, up here we don't sell that bullshit that you sell down there. We sell motherfucking human labor, and we sell arms to other countries, and we make millions of dollars.
And he starts loving the money with it. And he helps his Terry Crews is in this movie. He's the uncle.
Yeah, Danny Glover's in this movie. I mean, there's a lot of big-name actors in this movie.
Stephen Yen from The Walking Dead is in this film. Tessa Thompson, Thor Ragnarok, and Men in Black International, which we haven't even watched a trailer on this show for that movie, but that trailer came out. I don't know if you saw.
I did see the trailer for
it. It was weird because, sorry to bother you in the quote-unquote second act, it introduces him to what money does to quote unquote change a person. And I think that some of the things you're hearing are not, they're perceived of what he is hearing, because they're not clearly coming over the radio talking about how he's in his sexual prime and ready to get his dick sucked and all this weird shit that they were saying when he's in the elevator going up, and they're like, you're in your sexual prime and all this stuff. Maybe they weren't really saying that, but maybe the hype that, he was I'm going to the top floor to be the guy,
I think the elevators really were saying those
I think
things.
they
They were
were,
programmed
too.
to say affirmative things to their power callers to get them fucking jacked and pumped to be selling human slave labor.
Oh, interesting shit.
Yeah, it's like a whole mind fuck. That's why I said it was kind of like Stanley Kubrick, you know?
Yeah, and it had like a weird like 80s vibe to it still,
It did.
though.
It was kind of American Psycho-y to
Yeah, it was
me.
all the weird cocaine like
Yeah,
sort of thing that was
yeah,
going on.
And then that's where shit got really weird.
Yeah, that was like where whoever was making this movie was taking whatever drug they were trying to like I don't know, but they took the drug and then they decided to write the end of their movie because what is this considered to be a science fiction movie? Because I feel like this should be considered a science fiction movie. It's on that level. Especially with the way they end it, like that very last like 10 seconds, and you're like,
look, it definitely has an M. Mike Salomon type twist in it. You know?
Yeah,
like, you don't see the M. Mike Salomon twist coming, but just this movie, it's just like he does a 10 million. Yeah, that's from Workaholic. But he does this like $10 million sale, and then like the owner of Worry Free wants to hire him personally, and then like he goes there, and then it's like debauchery 3.0.
Yeah.
You know, there's orgies
That's not
happening.
even the weird
and-
part. That's
Can
just
I read
the
about the
80s
weird part?
Yeah, you can read about the weird part.
So I was just looking some shit up, and according to this is written by HollywoodReporter.com about this movie.
Nice.
It said it comes late in the game, like the real focus of the story comes late in the game. You know, because you don't know what the fuck you're watching until all of a sudden you're like smacked in the face with it. You know,
right?
So HollywoodReporter.com says it's revealed that a new wave slave labor mogul, Steve Lift, total douchebag in that movie, by the way, perfectly cast douchebag, is turning his employees into horse people so they can work harder than regular humans. This is the same movie, guys.
Yeah.
These equisapiens. I just said the word equisapiens, guys.
Yeah.
These equisapiens are naked, tortured abominations.
With massive horse cocks.
That are
When you first see
everything
them.
evil about compromising oneself for maximum achievement.
Yeah, but the dudes at the end seemed like they had their shit together. That's all I'm saying. The horse dudes at the end.
We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I mean, or do we talk about that? I guess that's maybe a spoiler.
I mean, they spoiled the whole movie right there in that review.
Let me keep reading.
I
This
didn't
is
know about horse
interesting.
people when I watched this movie.
No, there was nothing about that.
Nobody
in the
told me
trailer.
about this.
No, I felt like I was watching some kind of weird, like Requiem for a Dream-esque, Fight Club-esque kind of movie.
Yeah, like he was having a bad dream.
Okay, Sorry to Bother You's transformational twist follows in the cloven footsteps of politically minded body horror and science fiction that's been around since Ovid was warning the Romans about messing with the Pantheon.
Yes, keep reading.
Just made me laugh.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
The film's central clashes all centers around money, jobs, and the philosophies around both. Stephen Yen's labor organizer finds unexpected opposition when Cassius Green gets placed on the fast track to the top after showing a knack for sales. This also causes a rift between Green and his girlfriend, Detroit, who always has fabulous earrings, by the way. The latter of which is plenty happy with struggling for one's art as not to be a part of the corporate machine. The added element of genetic mutation and animalistic transformation only boils these debates about labor, capital, and work over with its heightened weirdness.
Yeah, the preachiness. That's what got me a bit about this one.
Without David Cronenberg's over-the-top nastiness in The Fly's complete decomposition of Jeff Goldblum, the allegory for aging's toll on the body, or the AIDS epidemic, as some has read the film, wouldn't be near as potent. When taking away a person's very personhood, altering it irrevocably, it has to be intense enough so that it stands out and shocks from the daily mundanities that devalue us. You have to go with big dehumanization, especially at the end. It's why Soylent Green is people. It's why the Twilight Zone's Eye of the Beholder has such intense pig-faced impact. This is something that's been around for a long time, often riding the line between campy humor and the more serious message-pushing genres of science fiction and horror. These morphs are usually a punishment of scientific hubris. See any movie from the 50s with the title The Animal People Man. Or tampering with magic that belongs to the gods. Sometimes it augments a funny story about being a fish out of water by making the fish a werewolf, a la An American Werewolf in London. Tons of animals have been used, each with their own baggage. With horses, Horse Force. With horses, the metaphor picks up a few undertones. It's similar to the ass transformation affecting Pleasure Island's boys in Pinocchio. You want to smoke, gamble, drink, and curse? You're going to be turned into a donkey and sold into slave labor. It's an indictment of the working class because they take part in such base activities, according to the snooty elite that have apparently never cursed in their lives. It's nothing more than beasts of burden and pack animals that live solely to best serve the machinations of the economy. But Riley takes it a step further, setting the film in alt-present Oakland and imbuing his transformations with racial component on top of its economic one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This was written and directed by Boots Riley. I remember that because it's a weird name.
It had, like I was saying earlier, the slight bit of a Get Out vibe.
Yeah.
This article kind of touches on that. It said, when Lyft recruits Green, Lyft being the slave guy, when Lyft recruits Green, giving him the sales pitch for the Equisapiens and advocate. That's the hard word to say out loud, for real.
Equisapien.
I know, because they were just like,
I've never seen it spelled out like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's so fucking funny to me. So when this guy recruits Green, giving him the sales pitch for the Equisapiens and advocating for Green to go undercover as the Equisapien Martin Luther King Jr., it comes after putting the young black man on parade. He asks for stories of gang life, then asks for a rap performance despite Green's refusals. Green eventually figures out that the crowd wants just shouting the N-word to give his white audience the gross exotic experience they desire.
Right. It was a very like a blackface moment. Yeah.
It was uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable. Yeah. It meant to be,
The Equisapiens are all kept naked and chained, hidden in a mansion like disobedient slaves. That was really gross too.
Yeah,
There were some gross visuals and weird and totally out of nowhere. Like I was not
I
expecting.
told you the
person.
jade door. This door is olive.
Wrong door, motherfucker.
Jade olive.
Oh my god. So they're hidden in the mansion like disobedient slaves. Lyft tries to entice Green with the transformation, saying that he will have a horse-sized penis, in addition to being the voice of an oppressed underclass.
Horse Force!
When Green is unsure if he'd already been dosed by the transformational drug, because he snorted coke with the dude, he asked Detroit if his penis has gotten bigger, rather than say if his face is a horse face. Because if there's anything that the world of Sorry to Bother You understands about the intersection about capitalism and masculinity, it's that both are about ego above all else. Like they were very preachy, you said.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
It had a focus. I just we didn't know going in.
Man, what a bizarre flick.
The protagonist has to adjust his assumptions and his own ego even after abandoning his success. That's how quickly and natural the otherization took place. Even someone that thought they were going to become an Equisapien. It's a smart one-off that doesn't let Green completely off the hook while strengthening the central metaphor with the gag. The unlearning period may be filled with horse people, but it's a potent reminder that money and power go to one's head quickly and are hard to dislodge.
Yeah. Can I just say about the scene that we discover the horse people? It is so left field because he's just in there having a meeting down on he has to go in, what was it, a maroon door or something at the end of this hallway. The doors are all colored.
Jade door.
Yeah. They're colored with no signs on them, whatever. It's all secret society stuff.
Right.
So,
the
secret billionaire
society
society
the
stuff.
Maroon door.
Yeah. So he goes in and it's just like an office, like a rich person's office,
Yeah,
big
and he's
desk.
going to get the sales pitch, the video.
Yeah. So he's
preview.
about to watch this video and he's like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. How long is this thing? I really got to take a piss or whatever. Right. So he, that's when the person's like, oh, fine, I'll pause it. Go down the hall to the jade door on what I don't remember.
The right.
Right. Jade door on the right. So he walks down the hall, takes a little turn, gets a little confused, ends up in the olive door, right? Walks in, and it's just like this this sort of like industrial, are we going to see Cyberman hallway?
Yeah,
one
it
of
was
those.
very Gotham,
It
very
was,
Dr. Who.
yeah, it was very like all of a sudden, like there's like, stuff happening, little whatever smoke and stuff, and you just see the creepy one stall at the end, and then all of a sudden it's help me, and there's just a horse force. There's this person, he starts riding on the ground, so dude's like taking a cell phone video for
no, he loses his cell phone
there and like ends up being a video of this happening. But like, you as the audience member literally are just taking a piss with your protagonist, like you're walking down the hallway.
There was no such talk about all of a sudden this turning into a science fiction horse force movie.
All of a sudden horse force, and you walk back to the door and you're like, what is this meeting? And then he tells you it's people, and
horse force.
Then you learn everything. But it was just very interesting. Like, they take you on the ride with the protagonist.
They go there.
I will tell you. They do a good job of that. But it did feel very disjointed, like in Act 1, Act 2. I mean, maybe they were trying to highlight the innocence of this guy just wanting to make money and better himself, and that's how you get sucked in to Horse Force.
Yeah. Because he was totally cool with selling fucking people.
Right, like he just seemed...
It's hard to feel bad for this guy after a while, because you're like, dude, you're selling people.
But yeah, you don't have to... He gets his up-ins.
Right. He turns into a fucking horse.
At the last 10 seconds. Sorry, everybody.
Spoilers.
We already read the whole movie to you. But yeah, literally the last 10 seconds, of the movie. Like, he turns around, acts like he's sneezing, coughing, hands over the face, like classic, Twilight Zone shit.
And then I was like, what the fuck?
And credits. And then there was a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish I would have known going in that I was on the Alfred Hitchcock ride. I had no idea. They should have... I don't know why they didn't pitch this movie like that. The trailers gave no indication.
Well, probably because nobody would go see it.
No,
because
everybody
they would
have seen it. Are you kidding me?
They would have thought that nobody would have gone seen it because they would have thought it was a science fiction movie and it was cheesy and weird and not Oscar bait worthy.
If they would have...
They had to Oscar bait everybody.
Is there...
No way. I think it would have been the opposite. People are so wanting something different. There's so much weird... or there's so many horrible sequels.
Do you think our response to it is because we didn't know what we were getting into?
Yes.
If you knew that this was going to be weird, then you would have liked it better?
I think I would have been more prepared to accept that world that I was being drawn into.
This is why I advocate for spoilers, Nate. Because I don't want to dedicate my time to things that I'm not going to end up being into.
I think I would have liked it more if I would have known that I was getting
Nate is always telling me that it's better to go into something without knowing what I'm getting into. And I've always kind of liked people telling me what movies are about so I know what I'm getting into.
Well, that seems like how they do it in the UK. If there's anybody listening in the UK, correct me if I'm wrong, but just judging by the way they do the Doctor Who trailers, I mean, they give away They give away the whole episode. You watch the trailers, we always turn them off. It's like, they're showing everything that's happening, but it just seems heavy on the spoilers with the UK stuff, but that's just my limited Doctor Who knowledge.
How many pizza slices would you give Sorry to Bother You, Nate?
I have a question before we do this. Will you look up on your phone and see why there was a character whose name was beeped out and also removed from the credits?
I think that was part of the shtick.
That was a wink and a nod, part of the artsy-fartsiness of it.
It wasn't... Because my brain at first thought that, but then I was like, well, what if it was a name of somebody who didn't agree to let their name be the name?
No, it was... That was the weird...
Arbitrary thing.
Kind of like how at the beginning he gets dropped into the living rooms and you're like, is it really... Like, no, it was a weird censorship call out. It was like a... I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what the context of them beeping things
They called... He was like Mr. Whatever, and
he was
like,
in
don't
white
call me
person
Mr.
voice,
Whatever.
though, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't know if there was a purpose for that. But to get back to your question, V, out of 5 pizza slices, just on first watch, because I was more... my honest reaction was, what the fuck? Like, I could not get over how bizarre this movie turned. Mm-hmm. And I mean... the journey he takes to go and call them out, and then like all the other shit that happens, and then like that's still the end result, and then whatever. It's just like, what the fuck? Who came up? Like, why was their brain on Horse Force? I'm not really sure. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be real. I do believe that anybody who is a fan of movies should give this one a watch to give their own opinion. But I'm gonna give this a low ball of a 1.5. I think this is in rubber territory. It is a weird, out there flick that has a lot of pluses, But the minuses and the weirdness, man, maybe a second watch through where I'm more looking for it, you know, and have a little bit better of an understanding what's going to happen. But I don't think so. I don't know. That's my final answer is 1.5. V, did you find anything?
Just somebody's weird ass fucking theory. Everybody's talking about it. What I googled brought this up from the Medium app. Why is Mr. Blank's name bleeped out and Sorry to Bother You? Mm-hmm. First thing it says is it's talking about this dude. This dude wearing the cool 70s suit with the big chaps.
Yeah.
It said Mr. Blank is Cash's alter ego. This is their theory.
Interesting.
His name is bleeped out because he doesn't actually exist. He is a part of Cassius. He represents what Cash thinks he'd have to be like to succeed in Regal View's Power Club.
So it's like a Fight Club thing?
It's like the voice leading him through the movie. Oh.
See,
he kind of looks like he stepped out of a blaxploitation film. Dude is a caricature. He wears cool 70s suits. He works upstairs. He's polished. He's powerful. He has a gold elevator. He wears a smooth leather eye patch.
Nobody else seems to be able to see him either.
Eye patches are a handy symbol of tunnel vision of the kind that's necessary if you're going to consecrate your life to a heroic yet ultimately futile quest for vengeance. Interesting.
Right, and it would
Mr.
represent like a single vision, like you're like a tunnel vision, one eye.
Yeah,
you know?
He can do everything he can to be respected in a company that is morally bankrupt. He symbolizes what Cash must sacrifice to be successful in such a company. He is happy that Cash is succeeding, but encourages him to do things he isn't comfortable with. He tells him not to go meet with his friends because the company party is more important, and he tells him to go meet with the CEO when it is clear that Cash is humiliated by the party and just wants to go home and be with his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, crazy.
It has us talking. I don't know. Just on that alone, I'm going to... fuck it, 2.5.
I mean, if you analyze it and you think a little deeper about it, you could go really into it, and like because it's making you think and talk about it, could warrant a better score. But
I know it does raise the, is it art with all lowercase or with all capital letters or somewhere in between?
I think it's ART with exclamation points at the end.
I know,
but only R
and a spinny sign revolving that's saying art, 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 art.
But only the R.
I was going to say the marquee is definitely there.
Yeah.
Only the R is capitalized, though.
Yeah, totally. And it's in neon lights, and one of them's like flickering.
So it's like R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave that movie a 93%. You gave it a what?
I'm going to, final answer, I'll go 2.5.
2.5 pizza slices.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Sarah?
Man, I am supremely on the fence about this because while I don't believe in a whole spoiler trailer, I do believe that the genre was withheld on that one.
To its detriment.
By the trailer. Like they felt it was so weird.
They were going to lose people.
But at the same time, like you're reading this article and I was thinking the same thing. They were trying to tell like an old sci-fi story. And back in the day, they didn't hide that. The Twilight Zone, there's like eyeballs and hourglasses and all this stuff. Like they're not hiding what it is.
Do you think the movie should have been called Sorry for Horse Force?
Like... I get the premise. I get all of the things they were trying to say. The preachiness, honestly, fine. People need to be woke to that stuff. I get it. McDonald's might have horse force. They might be making your burgers in caves. There might be fields of, horse cows that we're eating. I don't know. I don't know what's down there. But I get it. I get why that needs to be called out. I get all the uncomfortable Get Out style scenes. Like that's a legit cultural fear that makes sense to me from the outside looking in anyways. But it's hard when you have a juxtaposition of all of these stories you want to tell in one movie. Which story do you want to tell? Sorry to bother you. Are you telling... Oh, and then there's the other story about the woe is me artist story they were trying to tell and how art's not important.
So many subplots.
Yeah, art's not important and we have to... And then that weird presentation she gave that was like left sort of open-ended with all of the sheep's blood and the cell phones from China and all of this stuff.
Smacking her in the face.
Right, where it was
her
like
artist
that...
statement.
Yeah, her statement, but it was like in her own safe space in her gallery. It wasn't like on the street making a protest,
and everybody that was throwing shit, it was part of it.
It was part of it. It was all her
she
friends.
Knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was
just like that art was kind of vapid.
Yeah, so
don't want
like
to say vapid, but it was very.
It was self-serving in a way that some art. I mean, all art is self-serving, really. In the end, I mean, you're trying to make yourself happy, but some art draws a line.
Her character kind of bothered me because it seemed like she was more about the lifestyle and the flakiness and the fashion of it, and the like. Look at me, I'm an artist thing,
and a protester and a left eye.
Yeah. But secretly, I'm from an upper wealthy class family. I've come down from my tower to be amongst the peasants and be a lady of the peasants.
And then that
like
whole
she was
blow
trying
up.
so hard to be cool.
Yeah. And then there's that blow up.
Bugged.
Yeah. That's just like, so art doesn't matter or something.
And she's all fickle and like ended the engagement was ended, and then she's macking on some other dude, and then tells the other dude about it like so nonchalantly, like
Glenn. That's not Glenn. She was like all over that dude, and then just I guess they're not doing that. I guess they're just she's back together with the other guy that seems to be losing his mind about horse force.
Yeah, she was very fickle. I don't know what it was.
It was weird, and then the outrage seemed fake because she saw the money that was coming in, So there's all of these subplots. This movie did not have a focus for me, and that's why I felt like they should have told everybody that this was a science fiction movie.
That's what the article that I was reading was saying. Like the main focus of the movie came way too late in the game.
Yeah,
like, maybe not too late, but they said that it came late in the game, and maybe in our opinion, too late in the game.
Yeah,
because it just changed everything so fast and then wrapped it up.
I didn't know what movie I was watching by the end of it. Right. I didn't know why I was watching it. I didn't know what I had
Wolf
learned.
of Wall Street vibe. Mm-hmm. If somebody if somebody gave the movie The Wolf of Wall Street to an artist and said, "Okay, now just throw paint at it," that's what Sorry to Bother You reminded me of.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. I get the title. I get what, like, is that really the whole point of the movie? The movie has bothered us, you guys. And the movie says, sorry to bother you about all of these things.
Right.
So in the end, it could be absolutely genius in that respect.
True.
Because the title is the story that they told me.
I
am sorry to be bothered by their movie. So, God damn it, the A's are getting more capitalized in my art here. I'm starting to eke on the other side of the line. I'm towing this line here because it's like,
So I'm gonna say something real quick, and then I'm literally gonna ask a question and run to the bathroom because I gotta pee. And then you guys are gonna answer the question while I'm in the bathroom. But I just want to talk real quick, or you guys can talk real quick. Life as a telemarketer. You guys both did that, right?
I did for a time, a summer.
Can you talk about that for a brief second while I use the restroom? Just like your experience.
I don't know how much I want to talk about telemarketing, only because I had to do it for so long and I fucking hated it. It was like the worst job ever. What did you sell, Sarah?
Well, I sold all sorts of things. I worked at a place that was like... I don't remember what it was called. I mean, Workaholics, it's like Telmericorp or whatever, but it was one of those America Corp, Telecorp, or it's not even there anymore. But it was when it was my first summer or second summer home. I can't remember. I did it for a summer because that's about all I could deal with. College? It was right. Yeah, it was early on in college. It was when I was home for a summer, and I was barely out of high school, and they had me on the phones. Like they give you like 1 week of paid training, and you think, woo, wait, paid training, right? Mm-hmm. They literally it's just like the movie. They just literally give you scripts, and you're not to deviate from them. You're not to deviate from them, and you are monitored. They monitor your phone calls for, as they say, quality, but really they're just making sure you're sticking to it. And you're supposed to try to sell people things like life insurance policies over the phone when you're like 20, and you have no idea what life insurance is barely even for, because they don't actually teach you those kinds of things in school.
Just stick to the script.
And you just stick to the script. I had people screaming horrible things at me, and people people were so mean. You know, all the things you imagine are true, they're definitely true on a daily basis. People just abuse you all day, and, like all day long. Like I got called horrible things and told I was the worst salesperson they've ever talked to, and you know, all kinds of things. Like you just walk away feeling like absolute trash.
I can't imagine you ever telemarketing.
No, that kick-started my journey into the world of people, and I didn't like it. So I'm back in my hidey hole now. I'm in my snow globe. So I'm back here.
Well, it's certainly snowing today.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's a good wrapping point. You guys feel good about this episode? Or
we didn't finish rating the movie.
Oh, sorry.
We never got
I went
to
away
that.
for
Me
a
and
second.
V didn't give our... Well, you gave your pizza slices for the last movie, didn't you? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. And I
Only
didn't
Nate
even
did.
talk about telemarketing yet.
Yeah,
like you just set us up and then like close it out, ladies.
No. Keep talking, please. I'm not trying to stop it. I didn't know.
I
I went
didn't
to
even
the
get to talk yet.
Go ahead, please do.
Yeah. What was your experience telemarketing, Veronica?
Oh, it was terrible. Oh, it was just terrible, guys. It was fucking terrible. I worked for it's since closed, Chicago Laser and Computer Service.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's my telemarketing voice. Hi, this is Veronica from Chicago Laser and Computer Service. How are you? Mm-hmm. May I speak with somebody that gives a fuck about toner?
Yeah.
Great. Right. Yeah, it was terrible. I had to sell a toner and make phone calls every day and then log them all on my computer and then track how much I sold, and then I would get a commission. And then I worked at a water conditioning company doing the exact same thing, even though I did not want to do that. I took the job because it was an office administrator job, and I was good at that. And I was supposed to like greet people and sell shit in-house, and then I could get commission off of that, and that's fine. And then they're like, oh, you're great on the phone.
Bam,
you have a great phone voice. I'm like, God damn it, you're right, I do. Let's sell some shit. So I sold some shit, and it was terrible, and I hated every minute of it, and I still have that script memorized. And it was so wild, you guys, because like I was there by myself. Like the manager would leave for the day, and it's literally only 2 employees in there at a time. It was a tiny little place. So I'm working there just all day, like 8-hour shifts, making fucking phone calls to people who did not want to talk to me about water conditioning units or drinking units or filters or carbon filters or any of the bullshit that I had to sell. And I barely knew anything about it. I mean, I know all about it now because I had to sell so much, but oh, it was terrible. But it was so crazy because I was able to multitask. I had my little iPhone and I would download all of these books, like ebooks, and I read through the whole like series of Sookie Stackhouse books, the True Blood books, you know. I loved them. They were so good, and I read through the whole thing while I was telemarketing because people very rarely ever picked up the phone during the day. I would just leave messages. So while I'm like dialing numbers off my little lead sheet, I would just read chapters on my phone and then leave my little message, click, read chapters for a few minutes, make another call. And I read through like 15 fucking books working there.
Damn.
Wow.
It was great.
I was not able to do things like that at my job. That was...
I was by myself. Nobody was there, and I was making all of the calls. Like I completed everything I needed to do at my job. I was able to do while I was reading my book. It was great.
Whoa, yeah, that was not my experience. This was a big call center. There was, like 40 people working at a time in a giant room, and at the end of your hall, like there was
light.
Yeah, there were little cubicles, little cubbies, and at the end of every aisle, there would be like, a person at the end of every single one, like the head of the table, basically. And that was the supervisor for that section of people. So there was like, 20 different supervisors, and then those supervisors answered to, whoever else. It was like a big pyramid of people, and like,
sounds
they
horrific.
would give us, sometimes we would walk in and they would give us a script 10 minutes before they would tell us to be on the phones. And we would just sit there with a headset and just have this script. It had all of it on auto dial. So we didn't even get a chance to prepare. It would just start dialing numbers, and you'd just sit there and have an onslaught of numbers dialed for you.
That's awful.
Just with no break in between. Like as soon as one would hang up, the phone would start ringing for the next for hours. Like, and you're just supposed to sit and try to sell stuff to people. And then half the time, they wouldn't pick up, or they would abuse you on the phone because, this was, this would have been like 2002 maybe that I was doing this, so this was a long time ago when telemarketing was still like
Super
the big annoying
annoying.
thing that everybody was still
can you
doing.
take me off your list?
Yeah.
You know how
Oh
many
my
times I
God.
heard that a day?
Yeah.
Like,
This
no,
was,
bitch, you're an existing customer in my database. You buy our shit on the regular. Why would I take you off my list? I'm
Right.
helping you out.
And that was back
That's what I
when
have to say. I'm helping you out by reminding you that you need our product because
Yeah.
it's about time for you to change out your filters. And I'll give you 10% off if you buy them now.
Yeah,
You know
it was
what I mean?
all policies. It was all like insurance policies on different things that they would make us do. I didn't even barely know what insurance was when I was selling this stuff to people. Like, I couldn't believe that anybody was even listening to me when it would happen. It was insane. It's just so irresponsible. There's no wonder places like that don't really exist. Those big call centers are, I mean, maybe for debt collections, They just sit and have their auto dial. It's like, yeah, whatever. But that's a horrible job. And that's
I would
real.
never
Stick
want
to
to
the
work in
script.
telemarketing again. I considered it briefly last year, only because one of the bigger symphonies in Chicago was looking for people to get into telemarketing.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's different because it's not. That's a patron
different.
list. That's
right, and that's something
Yeah,
that
that's
I would be
different.
open to selling because it's something I genuinely care about,
Right.
and
Passionate about,
appreciate.
yeah.
right.
Water softeners, not so much.
While we do
Toner,
appreciate them,
not so much.
we do appreciate these items, not to the point of selling them to others, though. That takes
Correct.
a special passion.
Yep, correct.
So I gave Sorry to Bother You Horse Force a 2.5.
I give it a 3.5 for effort.
I'm gonna go middle of the road with 3.
So 2.5 and 3.5 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. It averages at 3. Look into my eyes and it's easy to see. 1 and 1 make 2.
2 and 1 make 3.
It was destiny. Anyways, let's get into the plugs before we get out of here, you think? All right,
Yeah.
folks, as always, you can check out Foodies Watching Movies right here on the Journey into Comics Network at journeyintocomics.com. You can get us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, or Spotify. Just search Journey into Comics Network. There, you can get all the different shows on our network, whether it's Journey into Comics, Pour 360, Foodies Watching Movies, Adulting Ain't Easy, Journey into Wrestling, Podcastrophe, Crucial Tunes, Kids for Sale, Gallifradio, Voice Survival Podcast, Brews with Dudes, Dungeons with Dudes, all the shows. Or go to Patreon.
All the shows.
Or go to patreon.com/Journey into Comics. Give us $1 for early access and exclusive content. And I think that's going to do it, folks. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add on Foodies before we go?
Shout out to Horse Force.
Horse Force.
Yeah.
God, that we could do a whole episode on that, reminiscing
Nobody knows
about
what we're
Horse
talking
Force
about.
now. It's
If anybody, shout out to the Jason Ellis show.
and
That's what I'll
Ellis
say.
fam. Yeah.
Horse
Force.
That's my closing thoughts. Okay.
All right, V, you got anything?
I'm good.
All right,
Horse
folks.
Force.
Well, for this episode of Foodies Watching Movies, it's season 3, episode 9, The Good, the Bad, and the Horse Force. I'm Nate.
Veronica.
Sarah.
We'll see you guys later. Eat fearless.